No NBA referee is perfect. In fact, many of them are far, far from it. The fates of all NBA teams ride and die on the opinions and calls of referees. If they treat one team too well, victory awaits. If they are too hard on a certain squad, disappointment is right around the corner. It's all too easy to blame the bad luck of your favorite team on those officiating the game. Sometimes fans just need to admit that their team isn't playing well. However, there are times when the refs aren't doing their jobs correctly and severely influence the outcome of a play, a game, and the entire season. Now, before we get into our list, we have to take a second to let you know about our killer giveaway that you don't want to miss. Do you want to play NBA 2K22 on a brand new PlayStation 5 or Xbox One? If so, we can come in clutch for you. We are giving away a console and the game to one lucky fan. All you have to do is subscribe to our channel, like the video, and leave a comment, and then we will announce the winner once we reach 50,000 subscribers. So make sure to tell your friends because they could help you score a free PS5 or Xbox One. Now, without further ado, here are some of the worst referee mistakes in NBA history. So strap in because some of these are going to make you shake your head and bring back memories you had worked hard to forget. Knicks vs. Pacers, June 5th, 1999. During Game 3 of the '99 Eastern Conference Finals, the Knicks and Pacers were battling it out in hopes of pulling ahead and moving on to the finals. In the final seconds of the game, the refs made a call that resulted in a very rare 4-point play. Larry Johnson for the Knicks made a terrific 3-point shot with just 5.7 seconds left in regulation. However, a foul was called on Pacers star Antonio Davis by referee Jess Kersey, giving Johnson a chance at scoring another point. And sure enough, he did. However, replays showed that Davis never even made contact with Johnson. That was bad enough, but it was made even worse by the fact that the Knicks ended up winning by 1 point thanks to Johnson's 4-point play. Ouch. The Pacers were none too happy with Kersey's call, which lives in infamy to this day. Suns vs. Spurs, May 14, 2007. It was Game 4 of the Western Conference semifinals and tensions were high. It all came to a head when the Spurs' Robert Horry knocked into Suns superstar Steve Nash. The push was so hard that Nash was propelled into the scorer's table. Obviously, Nash was more than a little upset and came charging back at Horry and a minor scuffle broke out. Looking to support their team leader and friend, Amari Stoudemire and Boris Diaw of the Suns rose from the bench but were not involved in the physical altercation. However, they were the ones ejected. In fact, it was even worse than that. Stoudemire and Diaw were also then suspended from Game 5 as well. Horry was suspended for 2 games too, but many were left wondering why Stoudemire and Diaw were being punished when they didn't even do anything wrong. It was one of those calls that didn't make any sense, in the moment and long after. Suns fans were furious at the choice and then grew even more upset when Phoenix went on to lose Game 5 and eventually the entire series. To this day, they wonder what would have happened if they never lost Stoudemire and Diaw. Warriors vs. Spurs, May 14, 2017. Kawhi Leonard is one of the best players in the NBA and has been for some time. He was playing at the best of his abilities in May of 2017 when his San Antonio Spurs were facing off against the Golden State Warriors. Every second and every play counted during this high-stakes game. Then, in the third quarter, Leonard attempted one of his iconic 3-point shots. He was being guarded by Warriors player Zaza Pachulia, who slid his foot under Leonard during the jump shot. Kawhi landed on Zaza's foot, rolled his left ankle, and then was out for the rest of the game and the rest of the series, which the Warriors would win in a clean sweep. The injury was horrible for the Spurs, but the fact that no foul was called made it sting even more. Even the typically quiet Spurs coach Greg Popovich spoke out about the missed call, saying Pachulia's move was dangerous and unsportsmanlike. For his part, Kawhi said he never felt that Pachulia was trying to hurt him. It was just a simple mistake. Yeah, a simple mistake that cost the Spurs an entire series. Lakers vs. Celtics, June 17, 2010. There are few rivalries as bitter as the Los Angeles Lakers and Boston Celtics. Anytime they play together, things stand a chance of getting heated. And that's even more true during the finals. Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals was possibly tense and high stakes. Whoever won that game won the entire season. All eyes were on Kobe Bryant, and for some reason he was drawing literally every foul possible. In the fourth quarter alone, Bryant was given 15 fouls. Celtics fans were shocked to see the best player on the Lakers repeatedly go to the foul line and sink shot after shot. In the end, the Lakers won by 4 points. Bryant was awarded Finals MVP, and the rivalry between the two teams became only stronger. And of course, referees Dan Crawford, Joey Crawford, and Scott Foster instantly became villains in all of Massachusetts for their 15 foul calls in the fourth. Bulls vs. Jazz, June 14, 1998. Michael Jordan is probably the best basketball player of all time, but even he made a few mistakes every once in a while. During Game 6 of the 1998 NBA Finals, the Bulls were duking it out with the Jazz, and predictably, Jordan was in complete control. As he was guarded by Byron Russell, Jordan pulled back and drained a 17-foot jumper. Great shot and perfect execution, as long as you ignore the fact that Jordan literally pushed Russell back. MJ clearly pushed Russell's hip with his hand and caused Russell to slip back just before Jordan took his shot. It was an obvious foul, but it wasn't called by refs Danny Crawford, Hugh Hollins, and Dick Bavetta. Perhaps the refs were in awe of Jordan's legendary moves, and that's why they missed this blatant foul. Lakers vs. Kings, May 31st, 2002. We can't go further on this list without mentioning this game. This one hurts for all Kings fans. The Lakers were down 3-2 in the Western Conference Finals. That's hard to come back from, even when you're being led by Kobe Bryant. Game 6 had the Kings with a healthy lead, seemingly making a clear path to the finals. But then the ref stepped in and had their say. Foul after foul against Sacramento quickly changed the fate of the game. Scott Pollard was fouled out after just 11 minutes of playing, and King star Vlade Divac was also fouled out. Perhaps the weirdest call by the refs is when Mike Bibby was elbowed in the eye by Kobe Bryant and then received a foul himself. The Lakers would score 34 points at the foul line and ended up winning the game. They would eventually win Game 7 of the series in overtime. Did this game cost the Kings the entire series? Maybe not, but it certainly didn't help and created numerous conspiracy theories among fans across the NBA. Spurs vs. Mavericks, April 16, 2007. Remember that one night when referee Joey Crawford got really mad? Crawford seemed to really have it in for the Spurs in April 2007 when he called a second technical foul on Tim Duncan as he sat on the bench. Duncan seemed to just be sitting on the bench chuckling about a bad call, but that was enough for Crawford, who was instantly outraged. Crawford claimed that Duncan cursed and mocked him. According to Duncan, the ref even challenged him to a fight. This outrageous call caught the attention of the NBA, who suspended the ref for the rest of the season and even fined him $100,000. But that wasn't all. NBA Commissioner David Stern forced Crawford to see a sports psychiatrist to get a handle on his anger. It seemed to do the trick because Crawford came back the next season and never again had another outburst throughout the rest of his career until he retired in 2016. And while it was never an issue again, no one ever forgot the night that he blew his lid and sent Tim Duncan packing. It just goes to show that sometimes it's not just about the players who get heated. So what do you think about these outrageous referee calls? Can you think of some that were even worse than those? Are you a long-suffering Kings fan who has never forgotten the game against the Lakers? Or are you a Suns fan who still holds a grudge against Robert Horry? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from around the NBA.